Hello, welcome to my review of the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27AQDM. Just to let you know, this is not a professional review from a big YouTube channel like Linus Tech Tips, but I have had this monitor for a few days and I would like to give some information on it because I know there's not much information on the internet right now about it. Just as a general overview of what this monitor is and why I am bothering to talk about it, this is a 27-inch OLED 240Hz monitor from Asus. It is based off of a LG panel that is also in this monitor here. And the Asus monitor here is the same price. I bought it from Microcenter, which had it on sale for a few days. They no longer have it on sale. According to people at the Microcenter, they accidentally broke street date. So I have the monitor here, as you can see, before it is out. So there's not really much information about it. There is this website here, which actually came out today. I will put it in a link in the description. With all the stuff that they advertise. What I want to focus on is the differences between this and the LG monitor and whether or not it meets its claims. For example, it claims to do a 1000 nit peak brightness and be brighter than the other LG monitor because it has a custom heatsink. They have a video here that goes into this, and you see this video here has 23 views. It goes into what they did. They said that they have a custom heatsink and voltage control. But yeah, let's talk about the monitor. So first, the body of the monitor is very similar to other Asus ROG Swift monitors. It comes with in a box a VESA mount adapter, so you don't have to use the stand. You can use any VESA mount that you have, VESA 100. And in the box, which I have here, it came with and I think the website shows it came with DisplayPort cable, HDMI cable, USB cable. It was pre-calibrated. It comes with a report. The report says that it was it had a delta E of 1.5. So decent, very decent pre-calibration. For the majority of people, they're not gonna go out and calibrate the monitor themselves. Of course, people who want to do so, they can probably get better results. Let's talk about really. I'm sorry, I have no script, as you can see. I think the best thing I go now look at the OSD. Many people are curious about the OSD option. So here we have, of course, adaptive sync, the Game Plus feature, different modes. This is all in SDR right now. Brightness. There's a feature here for uniform brightness. So let's say I have, and as you can see, I have a black background because it's an OLED. Okay, so let's see here. I turn on the uniform brightness mode. What uniform brightness mode does is, let's say I have it off. You see here how it's very bright. If I make it max, maybe you can't really tell here on the camera, but it is not as bright full screen as compared to when it is a smaller window. When you turn on uniform brightness mode, the brightness stays the same, whether it is big or small. This is for everything on the screen. Effectively, it's stopping the ABL at the cost of not having higher max brightness for smaller windows. But for some applications like, work, let's say you're using it for office and such, it is a nice feature to have on. So I know many who would very, very much like to have this on. I'm going to keep it off now for the rest of the review. Of course, you have the blue light filter. Personally, I think, level 4 too strong. Like to have it off. Color, you can switch between DCI, P3, sRGB. The calibration in the box is done, I believe, in DCI P3 in racing mode. Of course, color temperature option, and you can put your own custom option. Gamma. The display's input, it is DisplayPort 1.4 and HDMI 2.0 and not 2.1. So if you have a console like PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, unfortunately you do not want this monitor. It is not going to, I believe in a PlayStation it cannot do VRR at the highest resolution and refresh rate that the console can handle. RGB, you can have, this is for the lighting on the back, which I have turned off. It's really pointless for me. Here's lighting in the base. You have different plate if you want to have the ROG logo. I'm gonna turn this off. And lots of basic features here. I'm running here, you can see right now in 10-bit RGB 444 for range with the VRR. The one thing of note here I will say is screen protection features because it is OLED. Screensaver, pixel cleaning, screen move, logo brightness. Now if I turn on HDR, you have these profiles right here, including brightness adjustable HDR, which takes time to enable. I'll have this off for now. So let's talk about the performance of the monitor. I think in HDR, well, let's talk SDR first. SDR, I think the monitor is actually really good. The brightness, I really have no complaint with it. Right now it's daytime in my room, and if I am looking at something full screen white, I'm able to see. It is a matte finish. Same as the LG panel, but I didn't have the issue with the matte finish on the LG panel, so I don't mind on this one. It's really good at keeping the light away, so I will show you examples. So let's say I have flashlight here on my watch, Garmin watch with a flashlight. So let's say I have a C1. There was a LG C1 48-inch. So let's say I have the Asus monitor here. Really not bad and not noticeable. Let's say I turn off these lights because I have some very bright lights on right now. I turn them off. Of course, you can't really tell from the YouTube video without the measurement. I found that this is a bit brighter than the LG monitor in SDR and significantly brighter in HDR. And we even had some news from a Asus representative. I have a post here on Reddit, a FAQ about the monitor. And the Asus rep here said, here I should have researched this beforehand. So the Asus rep on Reddit said, let me go to the direct post. That would be better. Here from Asus Tech MKT. They said that for a 2% window, they got 593 nit with the LG monitor, 879 with the Asus monitor. Now, they were advertising 1,000, so 879 is not 1,000. I don't know why they advertise 1,000 if they're not measuring 1,000. So that's not good, but at the same time, 879 is better than the 593 in LG. And then for SDR, they were getting 185 nit with the LG, 245 nit with this monitor right here. And I think this is about right. Just comparing it with, let's say my monitor here. This is a Asus PG27AQDM. And I know about how bright this gets from measurement from Artings and other websites. And the SDR brightness is pretty equivalent, I'll be honest. And it gets way brighter in HDR, so let me show you this. So let's say I do, let me bring it up. Gonna pull up the Microsoft Store, search HDR. Just to make sure I have, yep. So I'm running the monitor in 1440p, 240 hertz, 10-bit. So here we can do some tests. And well, yeah, you really cannot tell from the phone camera, but this here is very, very bright. When I used the app Lux Pro on my phone, this here was like 900 lux on the app. So very, very bright. Full screen, not as bright. Peak luminance. Yeah, the full screen flash. It's good. It's not gonna be bright like LCD, but honestly good enough. It is a 10-bit monitor, of course. Now, some things I know many want to know about. Instead of the random tests. And then I'll talk about my conclusion with the monitor. Frequently asked questions. First, I will say, first of all, HDR on Windows is garbage outside of a game or movie. If you're browsing the internet, you want to have the HDR off. Otherwise, it will look bad. So, a lot of people have question about the fringing for the text. And I noticed some light fringing myself. I would have to focus to see it, but I was able to see it when I focused. However, I installed a Mac type. I'll just search Mac type. Mac type. Oh yeah, there's a good post here on Reddit about it. Yeah, so I installed a Mac type, and it's like a alternative to CureType. And I used actually I used this exact post. I'm gonna put the link in the video. And I used the profile here that they had for a deep gray, no hinting. And after I installed this profile, even if I try to see it myself, I'm not able to see the fringing with my eye. You look like here though, you can very, very somewhat see it from the video if I hold it very close. To my human eye though, like, you know, if I'm from here, realistically, I can't see it. So I do not wear glasses. My vision is not bad, not the best. I would say my vision is good. The back type help with the fringing. It does not get rid of it 100%. It get rid of it, I would say, 95%. There is the possibility for it to be better, because this profile here may not be the best for this specific panel. Maybe someone will make an even better profile in the future. Let's talk about the gray, because I know the gray can be dirty, and I do somewhat see it. You see this texture here on the gray. Let me move this here to an LCD screen. And as you see, there's no texture. Any variation you see just from the reflection of light in the room. But here it is dirty. Apparently this effect all OLED gets better with time. I did get used to it, but it is something to be aware of depending on your use case. In a game, this is not gonna matter. Overall, because of the uniform brightness mode and Mac type, if you wanted to use this for if this was like your main work monitor, I would not recommend it. You can get a better monitor for work. But if this is if you're going to have one monitor and you like to game a lot, and then sometimes you work on assignment for work or for school, you know what? You can do work on it. You can load Excel and Microsoft Word, and it will be fine. Especially with the Mac type, that help a lot. Mac type in the uniform brightness mode. Some more common questions, and I have here I made 2 posts where people could ask questions. Yeah, brightness is definitely brighter than the LG. It has a dirty gray. I went over the ESD. There is a fan. It's very quiet. It's very difficult to hear, but there is a fan. So it's a fan to cool it, but it's very quiet. You can't really tell unless you put your ear to it and you try to tell. The warranty, 2 years. You can turn, oh yeah, I forgot there was a light here in the front. This can be turned off. I have it turned off because it's stupid. Why would you want the light to the front of a monitor? That is annoying. Yeah, pictures. Yeah, DSC, I'm running it over DisplayPort 1.4, so DSC is automatically enabled. My graphics card is a RTX 3090, by the way. Let's see. The price, oh, if I didn't mention it earlier, forgive me. The same as the LG monitor for $1,000. It is a shadow boost mode, which would be useful in games like Tarkov, which is what that person was asking about. VRR flicker. I have VRR on. I have not noticed any flicker at all. They did advertise here. Where did they advertise somewhere? Oh yeah, the stand does rotate. It's ergonomic if you use the stand that came with it. There's a display widget center. This is a OSD you can download. It's not available yet. The link here is broken, so I can't test it yet. This is gonna allow for firmware updates. So this monitor might get better when it is officially released. That is one thing to keep in mind. Oh, here they have a good example of the OSD. What was I talking about? Oh yes, the flicker. They advertise somewhere on this page that they have anti-flicker technology. And whatever the marketing is, I didn't notice flicker, so I know that is an issue that some of the recent mini LED monitors have. Like I know there's a Cooler Master monitor with flicker. I have not noticed it in this. Yeah, the coating same as the LG. Honestly, I say people try out the coating is really not bad. Not to mention, every monitor I've had in the last 15 years has been matte. And then I know many are not happy, like, oh, how can you have a matte when all the LG TVs is glossy? And honestly, I think for a monitor, I like a matte a bit more. I don't want to see reflection when I'm looking at the web page. There's no BFI. There's no black flame insertion. Of course, it's 240 Hz OLED, so the motion in it is very good. I guess that's one thing I can do. I can show you the UFO test. And let's see if I can do this right. Actually, I think the motion you see is going to be limited by the camera I am using. It is very clear. It is the most clear I've ever seen in my life from a display, to be honest. Even this here, this monitor here is 280 Hz. I have it set to 240 Hz right now. And this is 240 Hz LCD on the right, OLED on the left. The OLED is so much more clear, which one thing I was able to do before, I was able to use the ultra slow-mo, the slow-mo mode on this camera, and there was significant difference between the OLED and the LCD. Maybe if anyone wants, I can upload a video of that. This person's talking about if it becomes suddenly dim. Again, uniform brightness mode. And let's see, I have more questions here. Let me go through these. I have not answered any of these because I was banned here for a few days. I made the moderator very mad. You know how the Reddit moderator is. Let's see any questions here I did not answer. Yeah, OSD, it's a kind of like a mini joystick. It's right here, so it's fairly easy. It's not easy like the remote of the LG, but it is pretty good. I do not have any tools for measurement. See, oh, the monitor is 26.5 inch instead of 27. Next to it, you see here, this is a 27-inch monitor. This is 26.5. Side by side, very, very similar. So I have this between two 27-inch monitor. I don't notice the difference in size that much, so it is not a big deal. Oh yes, some people care about this a lot. You go to aspect control. There is an option for 25-inch. Let me try this right now. I see. That turns off adaptive sync. I should treat it like a new monitor. This is weird. Yeah, what is going on here? Display setting. Oh, I see. That's kind of treat it like a new monitor. Let me. But yeah, so that mode is there. Let me turn it off. Okay. Yeah, HDMI 2.0. So really, at the end of the day, I think if you want to buy a 27-inch OLED monitor, if you're gaming on console, buy the LG. If you're gonna be gaming on PC, buy the Asus. There's no reason to buy the LG. This is brighter than the LG. Almost everything is the same. with the brightness and the HDMI being the big difference. So if you want 2.1, you buy LG. You want the brightness, you buy the Asus. Properly calibrated sRBG mode. It's apparently 130% sRBG. I can't confirm myself. I do not have the tool to measure, but Asus usually they do a good job with the calibration. If you can turn off the logo. Yep, dirty effect on the gray. And I guess the last thing I will do is give you some example of the monitor in HDR, and I give you my final conclusion to this video that has been going on for too long. Let's see. HDR. This is a good video here. If my computer can play it. Okay, RTX 3090 can't even play. Has to do with the Evgel and the Chrome. If I change it, it can work sometime. Let me disable auto quality for Chrome. That way I can put it down to 4K. Okay, now we can actually play the video. As you see, to this phone camera, the HDR look very good. And of course, because it is OLED, blacks would look really good in it too. This is not a good example of blacks. Let me look up the LG OLED demo. HDR firework. Yeah, what is it? This bar here. I don't know if that is the video. Okay, I'll do this one. This one I know how this video look. And as you can see, it is the HDR performance you are used to. I'll be honest, and you can't tell of course from the video, the color, it doesn't look like the color of my LG C1, which I have set up as recommended by Reddit, the subreddit for OLED gaming. I tried switching the different HDR modes. Honestly, they all look the same. And I did do the HDR calibration in Windows. So here the brightness, maximum luminance. About 1450. That's like 1530. Yeah, this here's, look. I'll put it to 70. And yeah, the colors that don't look that good. But if I was to put the monitor to SDR mode, then of course, because this is Chrome, you have to restart Chrome in order to get it to switch from HDR to SDR. The colors here look better. This looks like the color on my LG TV. This looks like an HDR. This looks like the color on my phone in HDR. This looks like the color even on this LCD in HDR. So there might be issue with the HDR color in this Asus monitor, like how some have mentioned. The brightness is good, but the color for the HDR, I don't know what's going on with it. So overall, it's a good monitor. I can't say whether or not to buy it. It is up to you. If you have question somehow after watching this very long and bad video, go ahead and ask and I will answer. Have a wonderful day.